Hi everyone, please subscribe my YouTube channel. The message that shifted everything the day began like any other. I just finished scrubbing the dinner plates, the kitchen still smelling of roasted chicken. My wife, Sarah, mentioned she was meeting up with some old college buddies. It wasn't out of the ordinary. Sarah was always the outgoing one, and I never felt the need to check on her. That was the trust we shared, or so I believed. At 10:38 p.m., as I settled into an armchair with a novel, my phone vibrated. A text from Sarah, "I'm staying at Ryan's tonight, don't wait up." I stared at the screen, my heart skipping, certain it was a prank. No smiley face, no follow-up, just those cold words. Ryan. The name hit me like a punch in a silent room. Her work pal, the guy she swore was just a friend, the one she said I was too paranoid about. I'd never pried, never snooped. I gave her freedom, trusted her completely. I'd even met Ryan once. His handshake felt like a challenge, like he was sizing me up. But now, she wasn't even hiding it. The text was so casual, so detached, as if I were just a housemate she no longer owed an explanation to. I exhaled deeply and typed back, "Thanks for the heads up." No fuss, no calls, no accusations. I walked to our bedroom, opened her closet, and caught the faint whiff of her lavender perfume. Her dresses hung neatly, her heels aligned, her designer bags, gifts I'd bought over the years to see her smile, stared back at me. I grabbed some cardboard boxes from the garage and began packing her things, not in anger. Deliberately. Each dress folded precisely, each pair of shoes matched, her jewelry cushioned carefully. I labeled the boxes, dresses, footwear, cosmetics. By midnight, I was done. I loaded the boxes into my SUV and drove to Ryan's upscale downtown condo. I avoided the main entrance, heading to the service door in the back. Under the glow of security cameras, I stacked her boxes neatly by the delivery entrance. On the top box, I taped a note. "Since she's with you now, here's her stuff. All yours, good luck." I drove off without a backward glance. Chapter 2. The drop-off. I parked a few streets away and watched the building's service entrance on my phone, breathing steadily. Ryan's penthouse had floor-to-ceiling windows, perfect for his oversized ego. The loading dock camera showed everything clearly. At 12:22 a.m., the door swung open. A tall guy in a bathrobe stepped out, not Ryan, but a friend, laughing too loudly. He spotted the boxes, frowned, and hauled one inside. Minutes later, a woman, not Sarah, appeared holding a wine glass. She grinned at the boxes like they were a surprise gift. She rummaged through, pulling out a silk blouse, a pair of heels, a bracelet. Sarah's wardrobe vanished into a stranger's home. My chest tightened as I watched, but it wasn't the thrill of victory I expected. It was calm, a quiet relief, like closing a chapter that finally aligned with reality. At 3:07 a.m., my phone pierced the silence. Sarah calling from an unknown number, her voice frantic and raw. "Where's my stuff?" she sobbed. "What did you do? Who left it there?" "Ryan doesn't." Her words tumbled out and I let her ramble. "You said you were staying at Ryan's," I said, my voice flat. "So I dropped your things where you chose to be." A sharp gasp. "You can't do this," she cried. "I did," I replied. "Call it a logistical handover." "You're out of your mind," she snapped, her voice shrill. "I'm done playing nice," I said. "You thought you could dismiss me with a text." Silence. Then a new panic, the kind born of losing control. "Please, come get them, I'll explain everything." "Explain to Ryan," I cut in. "I've done the math, your clothes, your bags, the things you take when you pick someone else over our marriage, they're your problem now." Her voice broke. "You're making me look like a fool." "You made that call already," I said. She tried her old tactics, soft and deflecting. "We were just hanging out, you know how it is." I'd heard it before, when she swore she'd be home by midnight, when she insisted he was just a friend. "Don't call me again," I said. "Want your stuff? Ask Ryan politely. I'm not your cleanup crew." She pleaded, cursed, cried, threatened. I listened like you'd listen to rain on a window, distant, untouched. Then came a shift where rage should have hit but didn't. Instead, something softer took its place. "Eli," she whispered, pulling out the oldest trick, our son's name. "He'll ask about me. If you don't want him confused, don't make promises you can't keep," I said. "Don't make him pick between two versions of you." "You'll regret this," she hissed. I could have said 1,000 things. Instead, I said, "Good night, Sarah." I hung up, and for the first time in months, I slept soundly. Chapter 3. The drop-off, part 2. By noon the next day, every piece of Sarah's wardrobe, dresses, shoes, purses, makeup, was boxed, labeled, and loaded into my truck. I left her jewelry, her phone, anything that could spark a legal fight. Just the things she wore when she walked away from our life. It felt almost poetic. I pulled up to Ryan's high-end condo complex just after 2 o'clock p.m. The security guard eyed me, but waved me through when I said I was dropping off items for Mr. Carter's guest. The concierge raised an eyebrow as I carried in the first boxes. "These are for the woman staying with Ryan Carter in Unit 19B, I said. By the time I rolled in the last stack on a borrowed cart, a small crowd, residents, staff, maybe a guest or two, watched with amused curiosity. I left the boxes outside Ryan's door. Before leaving, I snapped a photo. A perfect shot of Sarah's designer chaos piled on another man's doorstep. That picture would prove useful later. As I climbed into my truck, I sent her one last text. "Your things are delivered. Hope Ryan's ready for the responsibility." I powered off my phone and drove away. I didn't check it until late that night. When I did, the messages were a storm. 3:02 a.m. Sarah, where's my stuff? Why would you do this? 3:04 a.m. Sarah, you humiliated me. The concierge asked Ryan about it in front of people. 3:06 a.m. Sarah, this is so low, you're acting crazy. Wait till my lawyer hears. 3:12 a.m. Sarah, please answer. Ryan's pissed. He says I brought drama he didn't sign up for. He's telling me to leave. I smiled, closed my eyes, and slept better than I had in weeks. The truth was, I wasn't done yet. Chapter 4. The collapse the next morning, I walked into my office clear-headed and sharp. Sarah's carefully curated image was crumbling fast. I hadn't answered her texts or her voicemail where she wailed. Ryan says I embarrassed him, that I turned his place into a storage unit. He told me to take my boxes and go. Good, that was the first step. But I wasn't stopping at petty revenge. Sarah had been dipping into our shared accounts to fuel her double life. She didn't know I'd been tracking every cent since she started pulling away. Every girl's night that cost a fortune, every work gift that wasn't, every rideshare that ended near Ryan's place, I had the receipts. I hired a lawyer and filed for divorce, citing infidelity and financial misconduct. My attorney included bank statements, screenshots, and her text. "I'm staying at Ryan's tonight. Don't wait up." The judge froze our accounts immediately. The car in her name, leased on my credit. The condo she dreamed of with Ryan, payment declined. Then came the real blow. I emailed her employer, not to destroy her, but because her work-from-home days were spent with Ryan in hotels. My message was simple. To whom it may concern, attached are records of Sarah Thompson's whereabouts during claimed work-from-home hours. This may be relevant to your remote work policies. Regards, Michael Thompson. By Friday, Sarah was suspended pending an investigation. Ryan, his company suggested a leave of absence after the public drama tarnished his executive image. I didn't shout or threaten. I let their choices speak for themselves. While they scrambled, I moved forward quietly, consulting my lawyer, getting the house valued, arranging custody for our dog, Max. Sarah called again, her voice small. "Michael, I didn't mean for this to happen. Can we fix this? You and me. Forget Ryan." I didn't respond. The man she mocked for being too steady, too reserved, had unraveled her fantasy without raising his voice. Final chapter. The silent when the court date arrived like clockwork. Sarah sat across from me, her vibrant energy dulled, her posture tense. Ryan wasn't there. No one was. Her parents, who once adored our marriage, had backed away after the scandal spread to her job and social circle. My lawyer presented the evidence. Financial deception proven, infidelity backed by her own words, misuse of joint funds traced through records, custody of Max uncontested. The house awarded to me, court costs hers to pay. When the gavel fell, Sarah had lost everything she thought she owned. She chased me into the hallway. "Michael, can we talk?" I turned slowly. "You traded trust for fleeting attention, love for cheap thrills, honesty for lies. You thought I'd never leave, but I didn't just leave, I rebuilt." I handed her an envelope with my new address form, a clean break, no ties, no shared anything. She opened it as I walked away, her breath catching. 3 months later, I sat in a sunny cafe, coffee in hand, Max napping at my feet. Across from me was Emily, warm, curious, and refreshingly honest. Her smile wasn't Sarah's calculated charm. It was genuine, like a breeze after a downpour. "You're quiet," Emily said. "Just thinking how good it feels," I replied, "to be valued for who I am, not what I can provide." She touched my hand lightly. "To new starts," she said. We clinked coffee mugs, and I realized the best revenge wasn't destroying Sarah's life. It was reclaiming mine.